Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the preview for the game against the Toonami at St James's Park. Going into this fixture, Sam, Man United, not exactly the game you want, is it? An in-form Newcastle team, still high on the trophy win, and it's at home where typically they are. I mean, they could beat anyone, can't they?
Yeah, very physical team. They've got match finishers in the team. They've got players who would dominate the ball, and they've got probably the best striker in the Premier League this season in Alexander Isak, arguably. Yeah, it's a worrying team. And they're high on confidence right now. They've won a trophy for the first time in 50 years?
Yeah.
Is that how long it is? They're looking to push for Champions League places in the league, so they'll want the points, they want the win. They've got something to fight for, which we don't have. And we've got a certain goalkeeper who likes to cost us games. So yeah, it's not looking good for us on paper, like at all.
Do you think, arguably, with a game, I remember we played, was it Barcelona twice under Eric Ten Hag? And I'm sure we had a really difficult game in between that one as well, which might have been against Arsenal or something. And with it being that you can almost call it the filling in the middle, can't you? Because you've got the two sandwich slices, you've got the two fixtures, and that is on the weekend. It's the main bit, but it's kind of almost being... We're just focused on the bread at the minute. That's like not even in the back of our minds. This game, although it should be. I get it. It's a Premier League game, whatever you want to say. It's almost that is the worst team to play, isn't it? In that kind of scenario.
Yeah. It's like I'd say the two worst teams, the ones I wouldn't want to play, would be these and Brighton. They're the two teams. Brighton always have our number. Every time we play them, they've got our number. I know we've beat them in the FA Cup in penalties and stuff, but every time we play them in the league, they just seem to have us have our number. So, yeah, Newcastle is like, especially this year, like they've been on it this year. Like they've been proper pushing. I think they had a little bit of a sort of fall off when they were playing in the Champions League, and they couldn't quite sort of manage it. But this year they seem really on it, and they've got some really good players. And I'd argue they've got one of the best midfields in the league. When you look at Gimaresh, Tonali, and Joelinton,
like how well they complement each other, I think for sure.
Yeah, I think that's like one of the best midfields. They've got a really good sort of defensive line as well. I know they've got a couple of people out, but a good defensive line. And then one of the best strikers in the league at the minute, who's super scary. Who's he at 20 goals now? Has he just hit 20 goals?
20.
So yeah, he's looking great. So yeah, it's a worrying team to play, man. Like in terms of physicality, in terms of like intensity, and in terms of form as well. Like it's just it's not great.
Well, I'd love to get the general perspective of this game for anyone who's just tuning in now or watching later on. How are we feeling going into this? Are you bothered about it? I know it sounds mad to say because it is Newcastle in the Premier League, but the Lyon one, the reverse fixtures, the massive fixture that I'm sure even the players, I know they're very professional, but that's got to be in the back of the mind thinking, if we just get past there and get to the semi-finals, anything can happen. So I'm curious to think, do you think the last-minute equaliser will take the wins out of our sails a little bit, Sam, going into this mentally?
I think it depends. Like, obviously, we're going to talk teams later on. It depends what the sort of team selection is. Like, if he does, like, we've seen rumours of possible players being dropped. If he does make those changes, maybe there's a different mentality on the pitch. Maybe there's a bit of more sort of vigor. But if there are certain players still on the pitch, is there then doubt in the players surrounding them, going, he's not going to do this, he's not going to do this, and then there's a worry. So yeah, I think it depends on team selection. I'm not bothered about it in general, but obviously it's United, and I want them to win every game regardless of what the stakes are. But in terms of like, you could lose to Newcastle, but you get through to the UEFA Cup, the Europa League semi-final. Yeah. I'll take that all day, especially in the league position. Like, what if we beat Newcastle? We might go up to 12th. Not really much, is it? Like, to be honest with you,
it's the thing I'm having with this going into it is we played for the first time the same team against Man City that we did against Lyon. So surely you can't play the same team again against
you think not.
You think not, and you'll see our starting 11s or predicted 11s a little bit later, but you would think, okay, not the same team, and then the same team again against Lyon in the reverse fixture, because you just think legs wise, like there's got to be something, you've got to switch something up. I don't know what, and again we'll get into specifics, but that's what would worry me, especially you touched on it then with Newcastle. how energetic they are, how physical they are. I mean, Joe Linton will just run rings around Casemiro, for example, in that midfield. So that's the one main focus that I'm particularly worried about going on there. And I don't know if there's almost a free pass on this game for you, do you think, kind of going past it?
Sort of. Like, I don't think many United fans are too arsed. Like, as long as it's not an embarrassing scoreline, like, do you know what I mean? Like, if it's as long as it's not like a 7-0 or something like that. I think if we lost 2-1 or something like that, I think most of United fans would be like, yeah, fine. Like, the league's been done for a while. Let's refocus. Hopefully, like you said, there's a load of changes, a bunch of players like who need minutes, like the Mason Mounts of the world, like the Luke Shaws, like the
Mainus?
Jack Morehouse, Mainus, those kind of people get some minutes under the legs, so then they can be used in terms of like in the Europa League, and we could give players like you said who've played a lot of games, Mazraoui, Ugarte, Casemiro, Bruno, even give those players a rest so they're fresh for the Europa League. Like that's what you'd hope. Whether he does that or not, I don't know, but I think most fans would look at that and go, "Yeah, I understand what he's doing. We need to win that other game on Thursday." So I think most fans would give him like you said, give him a pass on it.
I don't know about you, but I kind of expect us to set up similar to how we did against City. I think Amarin's going to want a damage limitation and I know that's a bit of a negative thought pattern going into this kind of game, but I certainly don't.
Innit?
Yeah, I certainly don't see him going for the fucking jugular anyway at St James's Park, because I think that would be a massive error. So I think, and that almost plays into Eddie Howe's plans a little bit, because he'll know with that important fixture on Thursday, there'll be one eye on that, so it's kind of like they can capitalise on that. And I think it could be a case of, if you're not careful, they could really run you ragged, these players, because a lot of them are in form, and you give them an inch, they'll take a fucking mile. So we need to be careful of that.
You look at the Carabao Cup final, I know Liverpool weren't great, like they weren't by any means the top Liverpool thing, but they still had every player. They had Mo Salah on the pitch, the Van Dijk was on the pitch, like all the players that have been playing were on the pitch, and they made them look average. Newcastle absolutely like dominated the game. Liverpool couldn't score, like just nullified them completely. So this is a team that's capable of beating the best team in the league at the minute, like, and handily. So you can't look at them lightly at all, like, especially with the form we're in. Like they will punish you if you're not up to it, like not up to standard. They will punish you.
From a hypothetical point of view, who deserves minutes in this one? Because I think we're both on the same page almost with the teams. But if we were to give anyone minutes, who would you put in the side?
Jack Morehouse, because apparently he's the next one off the conveyor belt. Muppeteer said he's going to get minutes for the end of the season, so I'd like to see him. Mason Mount, he's come off for 10 minutes, 20 minutes here, there, so he's clearly getting ready, so that'd be nice to see him get minutes. I don't know where Luke Shaw is in terms of his fitness. Do you risk him?
And is St. James's Park the best place to try him? You know what I mean?
Probably not him. Mainu, you could argue, like he only got a short amount of time. Maybe you give him some time there. I'd love to see Mazraoui rested, honestly, because that guy has played so many minutes in so many games. It's ridiculous. And then the obvious one is the goalkeeper situation, isn't it? That's where you want to see changes there. We'll get onto that, I know. And then the striking situation. I need to see Xerxes or Cheeto start up top. I need to see one of those start.
That is the giant question, and I've left it until last purposely. If you're a betting man, are you putting money on Amarin to drop the keeper, or do you think he keeps his spot?
I think it could go a couple of ways. In my head, like if you ask me, if you put a gun to my head and say bet on it now, I would say he keeps Onana for this game, but Bayinde comes in for the Europa League.
Is that not
just
too
because?
Fresh, do you think?
No, I just think because it'll look, from a damage limitation point of view, it will look better if because like you said, this game's a free pass, so nobody really gives a shit. So play Onana, and you're like, oh, I'm not dropping him, I'm staying faithful with my goalie, blah, blah, blah. And then Europa League, you can like put Bayinde
in a quarterfinal.
Whereas if you drop, well, there was that story, I think Talking Devils talk about it with Les Sealy coming in the European Cup, or was it the FA Cup final replay?
No idea.
I can't remember. But basically they had a goalie and he had an absolute stinker, and then they played Les Sealy and he won them the game, and Fergie was like hounding him stuff for the decision, but he turned out to be right and it got him the trophy. So in the end, like if it wins you the trophy or gets you the final, like the decision's got to be worth it. And I think, would there be any fan on the planet right now who would argue against Onana being dropped for that Europa League game?
No.
There you go. So,
but it's the managers who get paid the big bucks to make those bold decisions, in it. He could easily bring Binder in, and if Binder makes a mistake like he did against Tottenham, let's say for example in a cup game, then it's kind of like you really shot yourself there because you got two keepers who both made mistakes and you fucked. So that's why it's such a hard decision.
If you put Binder in and makes a mistake, it's not like, if you put Onana, he wouldn't have made a mistake either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's almost worse
like,
if you put Onana in again and then he makes the same mistake again.
Exactly, and then you get hounded because why did you pick Binder? So he's damned if he does and he's damned if he doesn't at this point. So you might as well go with what you think is going to be the best way. So
for me, it's more the ramifications of what happens if you play Onana. Then what message does that send out to the rest of the team? You know, like you can make a mistake regardless and fuck it up for the whole team and still start the next game like everything's all fine and dandy. Like, not a fan of that.
What does Xerxes feel like that Hojlund's just continually getting picked over him?
Yeah.
And he's not performing, and Xerxes come on and scored a goal, and then against Newcastle, Hojlund plays again, and Xerxes like, I scored a goal like on Thursday. I deserve to start. Like, I deserve like this game. So it's like there's a lot of questions like that as well. We saw similar things under Ten Hag as well. Like he was consistently playing players who were out of form, and it was players sat on the bench who weren't given opportunities. Anthony and Ahmad come to mind. It went on for ages, and you can't. I know this is not Amarin's team right now. You're going to see a very different team come next season, hopefully. So maybe he's just trying to manage the squad the best he can until he gets to the summer when he can actually go, you can fuck off, you can fuck off, and you can fuck off. So maybe that's what he's doing right now.
I think it goes without saying as well, just the last thing on United, very important not to pick up any fresh injuries going into that game on Thursday, because if you are going to pick up injuries, I hate to say it, Newcastle is the game because they're so physical. They will put one on you. They will pick up a couple of yellow cards. They can do the dark side of the game as well. So the United need to be really, really careful about that. But let's focus on Newcastle just for a second. Won 4 out of the last 5, scoring 8 goals, conceding 4, and obviously beat Liverpool in final in that same period. Energetic team. You touched on it before. The best striker in the league, a well-balanced midfield. But I think with the changes they've had at the back, that's one maybe area of weakness that you can get at. The issue is, Sam, our attack is probably the weakest area on our pitch, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the issue. Like, I would, in all honesty, rest Bruno for this game just because the amount of minutes he's got in his legs, and I'd love to see him fresh. I don't think he will, but
no, he won't.
That's what I would do. No. But I think if you can get Bruno at that back line, I think you can cause issues. I think you could cause problems, especially if you play Xerxes and maybe a Mount or something like that. I think them lot together could pick their way through that defence because you've not got Botman. He's out long term.
Lewis Hall's out the left back for a bit.
Lewis Hall, yeah, that was the one I was thinking of. He's out. Yeah. So there's some changes there. Pope's not got his way back into the team either, has he? Like, he's been out. Like,
I thought he was playing Pope.
No, Dubravka's been in the league. I think Pope's been playing in the cups.
Oh,
and Dubravka's been, because Pope was out for a while with a shoulder injury, and he just didn't end up he's been on the bench for a while. So I don't rate Dubravka that highly as a goalie, in all honesty. Like, we saw it at ours, like he wasn't great when he was with us.
Old Trafford, didn't
he? So yeah, I think if you can get at that back line, there's definitely weaknesses you can exploit. But like you said, getting somebody at that back line who's competent enough is a difficult sort of place at the minute, because Garnacho, like we've spoken about it a million times, and then Hojlund, again, we spoke about it at length yesterday, so go check out the post-match things on that. They're 2 players that just can't be relied upon right now for goals or for creating anything.
Yeah, I agree. Ray and in the chat saying, if you told me you'd play Onana and Rasmus Sunday to drop them Thursday, I'd take it because of rotation, but he won't, so I want them out of the team. Yagub Jahol saying Onana to be dropped. I swear if we drop Onana, we're winning versus Leon. We haven't scored in our last 2 league games against the worst defence in City and equal defence in Forest. Not expecting much. I think Forest are the best defensive team in the league, so I wouldn't say that they're equal defence to City.
I would say we were a better team in both those games.
And the Arsenal game as well. We were better, I'd say. So, I mean, I don't even think it's a conversation, but I think we have been better. There is progression there. You can see that. We're not the finished
We
article by any stretch of the
we just
imagination.
haven't got that thing at the end, the finishing touch at the end where we can put it in the back of the net. That's the issue.
With Rasmus, I mean, what's he got? 1 goal in 27 games now, is it?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
That tells you everything you need to know. Goals win your games. S saying, what's the latest on PSG kids? I have no idea what that's in relation to, but okay. To elaborate on what Sam said, Bruno, I agree, and plus would make a good opportunity for Mount to start. I just don't know if Mount's ready to start or not yet, though.
It doesn't seem like they trust
20
him
minutes
to start yet.
So far. Max.
And he'll probably get half an hour against Newcastle.
Yeah.
I'd imagine. Like, I've not to spoil my 11, I put him in because I think he should, but like reality wise, he's probably going to get half an hour. Like, yeah, I imagine so. Maybe Luke Shaw gets 10 minutes or something like that. I don't know.
He's the type of player as well to set the tempo in a game, Mount, to really get after it and make them uncomfortable and match that energy that Newcastle are going to show. So, I mean, maybe he could start, but it's whoever it is who's starting, whatever individuals go through, I promise you we will get into it shortly. I mean, you have to start right at these kind of grounds. If you concede an early goal to Newcastle, they're going to be on you like a rash, and it could be a 3-4-0 humbling. And that's the last thing you want as well for Thursday, innit?
And the way the ground's set up as well, like the away section's right in the top end in the corner, so you can't hear the crowd and stuff like that. So St. James will get on your back as well. So yeah, it's not the greatest environment.
If you're Eddie Howe going into this, Sam, what are you instructing Newcastle players to do here? What are you looking at like as our kryptonite in this game or our weakness? Where do you think we can be targeted?
If it's Onana playing, take shots at him. Every time you've got a free shot, just take a shot. Because he might spill it out into the 6-yard box and then just follow up. So say like Gemarash gets on the ball and he takes a shot from outside the area.
Testing.
Onana spills it out to the thing. Isaac straight on it, bang, it's in the back of the net. Much like Shekri did last night. Like, just test him. Just put him on his toes every single time you got the ball, because he will make a mistake and he will fuck it up. Put the ball when you got a free kick on the outside of the box, put it across him. Like straight across the 6-yard box.
How many of them has he conceded, by the way?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so just they've seen it. Like, you've been through it. They've seen it. They know about it. So that's what you do. Just exploit it. And then at the same time, you can say to your defenders, if it's Hojlund starting, you don't have to worry too much. Like, push up a little bit. Like, use the space. Like,
push him about as well. Like, make it a wrestling match.
Bully him. Yeah. Dan Burn should just absolutely maul him. Like, just fucking maul Hojlund, because he'll be all over them.
Possible for him.
And then that's and then you just nullify the threat up front, and then you just exploit the weakness in the goal. Like, pretty standard, isn't it? Because everything else in the middle we're good at, and we're organised, and we can play the ball, and the progression and the styles of play has got better. But we've got a massive gaping hole at the back, and then up front we're trying to stab someone with a fucking wooden spoon. Like, it's just we've got nothing going on at either end.
Yeah. I think I think this could be a bit of a feisty game, mate. I think they're going to make it really grueling and difficult, and just be really like snappy at certain things, and just challenge us and see if we can start. I think mentally this game's going to be tough.
They've got some dickheads in the team as well. Gemarash, Joe Linton, they're proper dickheads. Dan Burns a bit mouthy as well. So Anthony Gordon. I don't know if he's still out.
I think he should be playing Gordon.
Okay, he's mouthy as well.
Yeah,
like,
he's got a bit about it.
Get on it.
They all are.
So,
like the full team almost.
Yeah.
Shit
so you've got this stuff like that. So you can see that going on as well.
From teams to individuals, who are the ones to watch for you, Sam, in this game? One from United, one from Newcastle.
I mean, Isaac's the obvious one, isn't it? He's an absolute problem. But I'll leave him alone because everybody knows about Isaac. Joe Linton is the big issue. I think he's a bully. He's a physical unit. He's transferred into that sort of midfield position. He used to be a striker, didn't he? I think.
Yeah.
He's transferred in that position. He looks fantastic. Like, he looks phenomenal. And that, like, we talked about, that balance between him, Tonali, and Gamarash is like a phenomenal balance. And I think he does his job really, really well. Breaks up play, gets involved. He's got a good pass on him. Like, he's the one, like, if Casemiro's trying to get on the ball or Bruno's trying to get on the ball when he's deep, he's the one who's going to be on them, breaking it up and stopping them. So he's a really, really good player. And obviously Isaac is one of the best players in the league right now. And then for United, it's sadly all about Bruno, isn't it? If he plays, it's all about Bruno. Because, like, I think, what was that stat you said? in the group chat.
Since January, in every game we've won, he's had a goal or involvement, basically.
There you go. So if he doesn't get involved, we ain't scoring and we ain't winning. So that's the end of it. Like, so he has to be the key player for us.
Based on our game last night, I'd probably say Yoro as well as ones to watch in this game.
Yoro's very good
in terms of a goal threat, but I just think dealing with that left-hand side and just being one of the players who's in form, Yoro was really, really good against Lyon.
Excellent,
and then for Newcastle, watching him the past couple of weeks, Jacob Murphy has been really, really good for them on the right-hand side. He scored, I think, 8 goals this season. It was more than any of our attackers.
He scored 2 last week, didn't he? When he battered Leicester.
Yeah, he's been banging him in. He's rapid as well. So that's almost a battle in itself. Yoro versus Jacob Murphy. I think that's very, very interesting. That's one to keep an eye on. And then the obvious ones as well in your Isaacs and stuff. Now, instead of quick fire questions, I've done a quick guess who. So what I'm going to do for people in the chat, and obviously Sam yourself getting involved as well, I'm just going to name clue by clue. Like, everyone's playing Guess Who. You put the glasses on, you put the nose on, and you see who it is. Clue by clue, who this player is, okay? So you decide whenever you want to take a guess, whether it's in the chat or use that. I joined United in 2023.
23. Not Rasmus Hojlund, is it?
Nope.
No. Okay.
I came from Syria.
Dogu?
Nope.
Oh, he's 24, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, 23, sorry. Syria. Who did we buy? So it's not Rasmus then? Nope. Syria. Who did we buy from Syria?
Do you want another clue?
Yeah.
My debut was against Arsenal.
That doesn't help me.
I'm known for my... Nope. I'm known for my composure and passing ability.
Fuck.
It's throwing you this, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not Diallo, Onana, or Hojlund. People in the chat.
No.
Nope. None of them.
And it's not Xerxes either.
Not Ahmad. Nope. What? When I say it in a minute, you're gonna be like, oh, fucking hell.
All right.
One more clue. A midfielder. Yep.
Nah, I'm blank.
No one's got it in the chat. Not Mazraoui. No, he didn't play in it. Syria.
No, we got him from Bayern Munich.
Yeah, Bayern Munich. Amrabat.
Ah.
Sofyan Amrabat.
Yeah.
From Fiorentina.
Yeah.
Next one. An easier one. I'm an academy graduate.
Garnacho.
Yeah, it's Garnacho. Straight off the bat. Don't need to do any more clues with that. I've played in 3 of Europe's top 5 leagues.
That could be De Ligt.
My debut for United came in a defeat.
Mazraoui.
I'm known for switching between a winger and fullback roles.
Ahmad.
My name became a meme after a dribble against Wolves. You got a certain nickname. Like a dog. That's the biggest clue I can give.
I don't know his nickname.
Think of it like an aggressive dog.
Is it Malacia?
Yes, Malacia. Malacia, correct. The pit bull is what they called him after that game. And then the last one. I've scored on my full debut for United. I was a late signing in the summer window.
This summer, just gone.
No, and when he first signed. So I think it was like a year. It was under Ten Hag when he signed.
Right.
I've played in clubs in Germany, Turkey, and England. Not Anthony, not Xerxes.
I see him play in Turkey.
My playing style is direct and physical.
Right, you're proper from me now.
I was alone.
Alone? Oh, is it Veghorst?
About Veghorst.
Nah. Yeah. Turkey threw me. Turkey proper threw me. I was
like, for Besiktas, didn't he? I think Besiktas and Wolfsburg. He came from good old Veghorst. Should we bring him back? That's the question for the chat instead of Hojlund.
Yeah, can we? How many goals did he get for us?
I think he got a couple. I remember him. He cried, didn't he, when it was against Real Betis?
Yeah, Betis. I was there at Old Trafford.
Was it?
Yeah, I was at Old Trafford. Yeah,
he fucking cried. Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
Did he? Yeah, has he scored more than Hojlund this year? Did he score more than Hojlund?
I'd probably say it's the same or close.
Fucking hell. We mocked him like mercilessly.
But what he did off the ball for Rashford though is something. Like he did a lot when we went to Nou Camp and he played as a 10.
Yeah,
and he was basically covering space. He was good for others around him. He's
like Xerxes, but Xerxes better. Do you know what I mean?
The ball, yeah, way better. On the ball.
Xerxes better on the ball. But yeah,
Weghorst,
fucking Weghorst,
cult hero. Yeah, he closed down well as well. Yeah.
Right,
let's get into the starting 11s then. Sam, yours is on the screen first. There's only one change between ours, but go through yours if you can.
Mm-hmm. So I think he keeps Onana in because, like I said, I think he will play Bayindir in the Europa League quarterfinal. So I think optics-wise, it looks a bit better for Onana to play. I'd love to rest Mazraoui, but who'd you play there? Like, who'd you put there? Like, there isn't anybody.
I actually don't think there's anyone at all, is there?
No, like De Ligt is, I imagine, still going to be injured.
Heaven as well,
I've not heard anything.
Not ready, I don't think.
He's still not ready. So, yeah, I think Mazraoui has to play. I put Lindelof because they took Maguire off at 60 minutes again. So I think he's trying to save him for that next Europa League game. So I think he's going to save him. So Lindelof will come in. Yoro, again, because lack of options. Like, we haven't got Heaven. We haven't got Lissandro. Luke Shaw, I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. So, yeah, I think that's the thing. Dallo, because, again, Ahmad's not available, so nobody else. Dorgu, because there's nobody else. Ugarte, Casemiro, just because I think we'll need that Ugarte grit in there, just because of the physicality in the midfield. And if you put Eriksen or Bruno and Casemiro, we're just going to get rammed through like a hot knife through butter. So, yeah, we need some sort of physicality in there. I've put Mount in just because I think he deserves a start. I think he deserves some minutes. Get something on his legs. He's got that physicality. He's got that legs about him. He'll get back and forward. He can create. He can score. Like, he has got a shot on him. So I think he deserves a start. Bruno, obviously. And then I've put Xerxes up top because if he puts Hojlund up top again, I'm going to lose my shit. Like, I will lose my shit. I can't watch that for another 60 minutes. I can't. And Xerxes scored. He deserves to start. Give him some fucking minutes.
Yeah. My team's very, very similar. I agree. All the back line for the same reasons. Lindelof and Onana, I think, will start. Dallo and Dorgu, no other options. Ugarte, Casemiro, to match that physicality in midfield. I just think there's going to be an absolute scrap in there. And I would actually say, rather than a 3-4-3, what's on your screens there, it will probably turn out to be more of a 5-3-2. I think Bruno will end up dropping back into the midfield to match Tonali, Guimaraes, and Joe Linton. To equal the numbers. Otherwise, I think we could get run over a little bit in there. And then the reason why I've gone with Garnacho and Xerxes is because I think if you're going to set up in that style and you are going to be quite pragmatic, I think you're going to need pace and that kind of one runner to run at a team. I think Garnacho is someone who offers that direct pace and threat.
And then to do what with it? To lose the ball
to get
and then
to a
not
certain
pass
area.
somebody.
Yeah.
And then not pass.
In fairness, there was a couple. I mean, obviously, what did he overhit one of them to Bruno? I think, but there was a couple in that game.
And he should have gone to Xerxes because Xerxes was free on the right. Yeah. So he picked the wrong player and he fucked the pass up as well. So
it all depends what side he's on. He's more prone to not get an assist if he's on the left hand side. If he's on the right hand side, there's more of a chance he may actually cut it back because we've seen evidence of it. But that's the reason why I've gone with that front three.
Could you see Mainu starting?
No, I think it's too soon.
No.
I think if you listen to Amarin in the presser before the Lyon game, he was talking about Mainu saying we need to be careful with him and we can't kind of rush him back. But I think maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I think you'll almost see a game or halves of two different teams, like a pre-season thing, because there's so many players who can play half an hour, 40 minutes, but not enough who could play 90. So. Yeah, it is what it is. Right, I've got a feeling we're going to have a similar prediction on that. Before we get into score predictions, let me just read out a couple more of the comments. I'd take Sir Alex up top instead of Hojlund, lads. Weghorst, we never deserved you. I thought Maguire came off later than that. Yeah, it may have been 60 to 80.
I don't know. He came off at some point.
He came off, that's all we know. I'd put Mainu in because that pivot needs a rest. Where has Collier gone? Collier's got an issue with his leg at the minute. It's what Ruben Amorim said. So they're just assessing that. But again, he's someone who he might be perfect for this game had he been available.
If he was fit, I'd definitely consider him
put him in.
starting him. Yeah.
Same. Right, Sam, the mighty score predictions. Do you want me to go first or you go first?
Is yours positive or is it negative?
Mine's negative.
Yeah, mine's negative. So, yeah, you go.
Are we probably both telepathic on this potentially? I've gone 2-0 Newcastle.
Oh, mine's worse.
Oh, really? Worse than 2-0?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I've gone 3-1 Newcastle.
3-1. You're giving us a goal.
Oh. Yeah, I can see us getting something like a Bruno or somebody like that. I can see us getting something. But yeah, I think Newcastle dominate this game, score 3. I can see Isaac getting 2 as well.
How do you think it'll go though? That in the game, do you think it'll get an early one? Do you think it'll be bombardment? Late goals? What?
I think Newcastle score first, and then we'll be like, oh, here we go. This is starting.
Yeah.
And I think we'll get an equaliser, and then we'll start to hope, and then they'll score another one, and then that'll be it. And then there'll be a late third one from somewhere, from Gordon or somebody like Yeah. Like we'll be trying for that equaliser all the way through, and then there'll be a counter or something, Jacob Murphy, and 88th minute, and he'll score, and that'll be it. End the game.
And after everyone will be like, fuck it, Thursday, it's all or nothing. You got to go and win that game. If you win that, we'll forgive you, lads. But I want to see a bit of fight at least. No excuses for me.
Oh yeah, don't just lay down and let him fucking walk over you. Like at least try to win the game. Like that's all they ask.
Yeah. Z saying any hope at St James's Park? Seems like Amarin's going to rotate. Yeah, that's the most trickiest it's been probably to guess the team going into this, because I feel like he might do the same things, but it could definitely be a couple of curveballs in there. With it being in between this Lyon fixture, definitely. Tim, I think that's a tricky game to start someone in. A youngster. Even again, same principle. A youngster at St James's Park without how the crowd is there. I think it would be risky, but again, we've seen it before. They've been chucked in before, so who knows? I mean, again with Hojlund, I said it after the game. You could put a scarecrow up top, and you'd get more.
That's what I mean. Like you put Cheeto in there. Is he going to do any worse than what Hojlund?
I don't think he would.
He's not, is it? He's just not going to be worse.
No,
like he's just not.
Tim99 saying 2-0 for Newcastle is agreeing with myself. Rainator saying at best a 0-0 draw. Realistic 2-0 Newcastle. Z saying we ain't conceding 3. Our defence has been solid lately. That's the only reason why I didn't go for 3, because I thought we have been a bit better structurally, and I think it'll be a very pragmatic game. But with having players like Isaac, it's just...
You've got players like Isaac, and then everybody remembers who our goalie is, right? We all remember who that is?
Yeah. Sure.
It doesn't mean our defense has been great, but the reason that Thingy scored, they scored 2 goals on Thursday is not because of our defense; it was because of the goalie.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. So it doesn't matter how good our defense is; our goalie's shocking. Yeah. So, yeah.
If we've got a list for this game, it's, I mean, probably don't start Onana, or do start him and then start Bayinda on Thursday.
Yes.
Don't pick up any injuries, for the love of God. No more injuries. Rotate as much as you can and try and get out there with a draw. That's probably the best.
Don't get humiliated.
Yeah.
Like, don't get humiliated.
There's the plan of action for you, Ruben. Yeah. I've at it, lads. I've at it. And we put a poll up at the start of the show saying, should Onana and Hojlund be dropped? 93% of you said yes, and 7%.
Who the fuck is voting no? Who said
There's
no?
a Newcastle fan in the chat, isn't there? It's definitely him who's voted that. But yeah, interesting times. Of course, guys, we're going to be live for the game on Sunday, pre-match and post-match, with a Sunday social as well. So please do come and join us, because it's going to be an interesting fixture. As well as tomorrow, we've got a video dropping on Liam Delap as a striker. His journey through going on loan at Hull and Preston and making it big with Ipswich in the Premier League in his first senior season. What type of player he is, how he would fit into the system, and how much it's going to cost us, and what happens for after that with Rasmus and other strikers, etc. So that'll be dropping probably Saturday night, tomorrow night. It's nearly edited and done. Hope you members for that video will get early access. So if you want to become a member, click the join button next to the notification bell. Tim99's a member who's in the chat. It costs you about £2-3 a month. Just supports the channel, and just like a thank you for the videos that we drop. So if anyone wants to become a member, click that join button. Also drop us a follow on socials as well in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. But apart from that, have we got a busy weekend planned, Sam?
I'm coming to yours tomorrow. for the roast.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, you are, right? Forgot about
Yeah.
that. Yeah, we'll discuss our plans for Isaac and such. Look forward to it. Yeah, enjoy the weekend, everyone else, whatever you're doing. It's nice weather in it, so get yourself outside, stop being zombies, and get some vitamin D down you. And yeah, we'll see you on Sunday, hopefully, in a bit.